Hello and welcome. Today's reading vlog is going to be a fun challenge where I read the highest rated book and the lowest rated book on my physical TBR according to Goodreads. This is my first time making a video like this where I'm doing a challenge, so I'm excited to see how it goes. I want to see if my highest rated book deserves the hype and if my lowest rated book is being reviewed by harsh critics and in reality isn't that bad. So there were a few contenders for the highest rated book on my TBR, and that was Misery, Atmosphere, The Book Thief, and Can't Get Enough, but the highest rated book on my TBR is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and it has an average rating of 4.64 stars on Goodreads. This is a historical fiction following two sisters during World War II and all the stuff they're dealing with. This is also supposed to be really sad, so I'm kind of scared. But nonetheless, I've heard amazing things about this book, so I'm really excited to read it. The lowest rated book on my TBR cart is The Night That Finds Us All by John Horner Jacobs, and its average rating is a 3.62 on Goodreads. This is the uncorrected proof copy that I was lucky enough to receive in the mail. I'm pretty sure that counts as an ARC. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but they sent like a little letter with it and everything, so that was really nice of them. This follows our sailboat captain Samantha, who is asked to deliver a giant 100-year-old sailboat to England, and it's probably haunted. Even though this was the lowest book on my TBR cart, it honestly worked out for the best because I don't think I would have gotten around to reading it so soon, and now I'm forced to read it for the challenge, you know. So yeah, these are the two books I will be reading in this video. And I know I should probably start with the one that has the lowest rating on Goodreads, but I really have been wanting to read The Nightingale, so I'm just gonna go in with this one first. All right, so let's get to reading. Also, I heard the movie's coming out soon, so it's just another reason for me to read it right now. This is also my mom's favorite book of all time, so it needs to live up to the hype for me. Okay, so I'm about 140 pages into this book, and I feel misled because I thought the sisters started off like caring about each other and they literally cannot stand each other. It's okay so far. I feel like not a lot has happened yet. Like a lot has happened, but not a lot. I don't know if that makes sense. Right now, nothing crazy has happened yet. Like, yes, we all know that Germany occupied France and blah 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 war, but nothing crazy with the characters has happened yet. It's just them kind of like adjusting to their new way of life. Honestly, the younger sister, Isabel, she's kind of pissing me off sometimes, but also at the same time, like rightfully so, because she low-key has a reason to be pissed herself. And then her older sister, Vianne, girl, man up, okay? Like, I understand you're doing a lot, just trying to survive with you and your daughter and your younger sister acting like a brat sometimes, but you cannot wait for your husband to come back because he probably is not coming back. Okay, so here are my predictions for what's gonna happen so far. I'm probably gonna be totally wrong, but for sure, Isabel is gonna be caught handing out what she's handing out. I don't want to spoil too much, but if you know, you know. I think she's totally gonna get caught. There's no way she can get by with that. I also have a feeling that Vianne and that German commander that is staying at their house, they had a moment, like a little, like the eye contact, like physical touch moment thing, like a meet cute kind of thing. And I feel like that's gonna go somewhere, but they don't want it to go somewhere because they're both married. But I have a feeling that Vianne's gonna realize her husband's not coming back. She's gonna get lonely. She's gonna find companionship in that German commander, and they might be a little thing, and then her husband's gonna come home and be like astonished, well, like betrayed that his wife was spending time with the German commander. Does that make sense? That's my prediction. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm guessing right now. I want to get some more reading done today. It's really nice outside for being winter, so I'm gonna go sit outside and try to read as much as I can before I go to work. I just reached page 300 in this, and the last 60 pages that I read finally held my attention above just me trying to finish this book. And that is so sad because it is not a bad book, it's just not what I was expecting. I went into this thinking it was going to be a tense, emotional, historical fiction about the war, and it is a historical fiction about the war, except it is so much more slice of life than dramatics, if that makes sense. And I am already not a big slice of life book fan, so it caught me off guard because I was expecting to like this so much more than I am. Obviously there's still hope because I did like the last 60 pages. I feel like that's when things started to pick up. There was more, not action, but more tense moments in like the rebellion, the French rebellion from the war. So it started picking up. I still have hope, but it's just not as good as I was hyped up for it to be. Kristen Hanna's writing is really good and her characters are really well thought out, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this right now. This is so sad. I feel so defeated. I really wanted to like this a lot, but I'm just I'm bored. I am not a slice of life person at all. But yeah, I'm halfway through. Like, I'm getting there, and I'm definitely gonna be able to finish it maybe tomorrow or the day after with the pace I'm going at. But it's okay so far. I'm really sad it's not amazing. I can definitely look at my TBR cart and see books that I think I would have rated higher than this, and this is supposed to be like the highest rated one I own. But maybe it'll get way better for me. At this pace, I don't know. Literally everyone who's been posting their reactions reading this is sobbing at the end, and at this point, I don't think I will be that emotional for this ending because I'm just not as invested as I think everyone else was. But yeah, that's my update. I'm gonna keep reading and let you know how it goes. Okay, I have 60 more pages left of the Nightingale. I'm finally liking it. It is picking up so much compared to how it was in the beginning, and I think that's just because now there's finally boom boom boom, something is happening all the time. There's always a twist, there's always action, there's always tension, and I think the majority of the first like half of the book was just so slow and more slice of life, which is not what I was expecting going into this, so I just wasn't having as good of a time with it. I will definitely try and finish the last 50 to 60 pages today, and I will give my full update. I have not cried yet. I don't know if I'm supposed to have cried yet, but everyone posts about how emotional this book is, so let's see if they are bluffing or if I'm just a heartless person who does not want to cry. Okay, I'm about to read the last chapter of The Nightingale. I have not cried. I have not gotten teary-eyed. I feel like I would have already in the last few chapters if I was super attached to this story and these characters, but I'm just not. It's really good now. Like, I actually enjoy it, but because of how bored I kind of was in the beginning. I don't have that strong connection with them. But I'm gonna read the last chapter. Maybe it'll strike some emotions. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Also, I don't know if the present day POV, or not present day, but like future POV, is Isabel or Vianne. Or maybe it's neither of them. I feel like it could be like a little twist, or maybe I'll never find out. So I kind of want to find out because I'm curious. I think it's Isabel, but then the last chapter I just read is making me think that it's not Isabel. So we'll find out. I finished The Nightingale. That last chapter was really sweet. That was cute. Not as emotional as I thought it would be. No tears were shed while I read the book, but I did see that it's going to be a movie soon, and honestly, I probably will cry in the movie if they keep it the same as the book. But I'm probably going to give this 4 stars. This was really slow for me in the beginning, which I am a little sad about, but it is what it is. I am just happy with how it picked up in the end, and honestly, once I started enjoying it more, I started flying through, and it was good. It was good. 4 stars. It was good. Even though I didn't cry, this is still a really sad book because of all of the struggles that our characters had to go through with the war, and then at the end when the war started taking some of the characters, and just the stuff that they were going through in the aftermath was really emotional. So it did do really well with making you feel for these characters. So if you are looking for an emotional historical fiction, I think that The Nightingale, even though I didn't rate it 5 stars, it has the right to be the top rated Goodreads book that I own. I think the hype is true. I approve the hype. I think it deserves that spot. Okay, so I didn't update at all while reading this because I could not bring myself to, because I gave this 1 star. It was short. It was only like 270 pages, so I thought I was going to be able to get through it kind of fast. I did not. It dragged on for so long because I just dreaded picking it up. I honestly could have DNF'd it, but I just wanted to see it through. I wanted to see if it got better, and it didn't. This book sucked. So this follows a sailor, I think. She has a boat, and she uses it to take people on vacations, just like when you buy like a thing to go on a day trip on a boat to go see stuff, or go like snorkeling or scuba diving, that's what she does. But her boat is like run down, it's not doing too hot, so she needs money. So in order to get money, she takes this job with one of her friends, and it's to deliver a giant haunted sailboat to Europe from America. So she has to sail and go bring that there. But it was just so confusing because I hated every character, and their writing was really choppy, and unless you knew boat lingo or you knew how boats worked and all the terms and stuff, you're not going to understand a single thing in this book because nothing is explained. It's just like, you should know what this is if you go into reading it, and it's like, no, I don't know this. So yeah. And then when things are like getting scary because of all the hauntings and stuff, it's all explained in a way that barely makes sense. So half the time I didn't even know something was happening until it would just say that someone was dead on the page, and I was like, oh, how did we get here? Because I don't remember I didn't recall any of that process. And then the ending made no sense. There was, in like the hauntings, the supernatural aspect, it was all so different and new, which is fine because it was original, but there was no explanation to how anything was happening or why anything was happening, because apparently in the end, like, one of her crewmates is possessed by the spirit of one of the guys who owned this boat first, who was trying to like carry out a ritual on this boat, but I don't ever remember finding out why he's doing the ritual or like what he has to do for the ritual. It made no sense, and I can barely talk about what was happening because I don't even know what was happening. But yeah, so this was a 1 star for me, which is kind of sad because I don't know, it sounded cool, but it was not. So as for the experiment of this vlog, now that we're at the end, I can say that pretty much, yeah, this does live up to the hype. I didn't like it as much as everyone else did, but I think it does deserve the rating it has because honestly, the writing is really good. And even though it wasn't super amazing for me, I think that's just because I'm not the biggest fan of this genre, but I could still appreciate it for being a really good book. My only complaint is that I wish there was more tension in the beginning half, but at the same time, the beginning half is supposed to be slice of life, so there's not much you can do about that, and that's just on me for going in thinking it was something different than it actually was. And then for this book, I would also say yes, it does live up to being the lowest rated book on my TBR because I rated it lower than the average it has. The average was like 3 point something and I gave this 1 star. So I agree with the reviewers. As for my final recommendations, read this, don't read this. You're good skipping out on it. Unless you really want to see what I'm talking about, maybe you can decipher it better than me, but this is the winner for this vlog. So thank you so much for watching and coming along with me as I read these 2 books for the first time. And if you have any other ideas of fun vlog challenges I should try, let me know. Or if there's any other books or like 2 books you think I should do this challenge with again, let me know those too. Bye!